Welcome back, everybody. It's Jared and Bob. Sarcasm Speaks. We're back. And we're back. Like, we're really back. The world is back. At least in Massachusetts.
Well, Texas has been like this since March or something.
Texas just doesn't give a damn.
We were going to talk about what Governor Abbott tweeted out not too long ago.
Yeah, which one was that?
That he made it illegal in Texas.
Yes.
For government, local and state, to issue mask mandates.
Yeah. That is amazing.
Such a baller move.
Yeah. He goes, your local governments, you can't require mask mandate. And this was his thing the whole time. And I feel like a broken record. We've said it like a million times. The thing with Texas and the thing with Governor Abbott is it's not that he is ending masks and saying there's no masks anywhere. It's he's taking government out of the decision. He believes that government should not be the people that dictate the rules for the people. It's the people. So if Walmart wants to say you have to wear a mask to come in the store, well, guess what? You have to wear a mask to go in Walmart. It is what it's up to the store. All he's been trying to do this whole time is to take government out of the decision process, which, hey, I support 100%.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I don't. The only time that I think the government has a responsibility to do anything for us is when they fuck it up. Like when you tell me that I can't work for 3 months, then yes, if you're going to offer me money, I'm going to take it.
Right.
Or if you tell me that I can't do a certain thing, well, then you fix it.
Right.
But if you don't tell me these things, then you don't need to fix it.
Right.
You don't need to fix student debt because you don't have to go to college.
Right.
You potentially, this is one where, again, I'm 50-50 on. You should pay for some of my health insurance because you say I have to have it.
Right.
That's one. I don't want to pay it.
Yeah. But that's fair.
But they tell me I have to have it.
If the government is going to tell you have to have it, they should pay for some of it.
That's and like again, I don't know if it should be 100%, but
right.
These plans are fucking insane.
No, they're
like
so
I'm going to pay like
$3,600
this year.
I've been saying for years.
The worst insurance.
I've been saying for years now. I don't know why we can't make health insurance like car insurance, where you can pick and choose like the different things on your plan. Like I've said this before.
Yeah.
Like I pay extra in my car insurance every month to have rental reimbursement up to 30 days. Because with my job, well, now I have a work vehicle, but before that, I needed my car for my job. I traveled. I drive a lot. So if I got into an accident, I needed to have a rental car. So I paid the extra, $6.20 a month from Geico. Shout out to Geico. Not a sponsor, but they could be if they wanted to.
We could get Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Let's see if they want to.
Yeah. So I pay Geico the extra $6.20 a month for rental reimbursement for the extended for up to a month. Because I think normal rental reimbursement after an accident might only be like 3 to 5 days. It's definitely not more than a week.
I think
so. I get free. If I got into a car accident and I didn't have a car, I get a rental and it doesn't cost me anything for a month. I get up to a month of a free rental car.
I feel like I got that too. I don't know. I might pay for it. I really don't know.
Yeah, but you have the option of having that.
Yeah, you know what?
You have the option.
I might have it. But I am paying for it. I'm just not. I don't care enough to look at it.
And I'm fine with doing it the way we kind of do car insurance in Massachusetts too, because in Massachusetts we require a minimum of whatever it is. I'm just going to make numbers up, but it's like
I think it's 1.3, right?
Yeah, it's $100,000 in personal damage and then $300,000 per accident, whatever that you're covered for.
But you know what? It might be different. Yeah,
and that's whatever.
Yeah,
we're making numbers up.
The 1.3 is business. I know business is $1 million, $3 million, but
yeah, we're making numbers up here. So that's like the minimum requirement that you need in Massachusetts. So I'm okay with that, of doing like you need this as a minimum requirement for your health care. But like, why the fuck do you and I, who are around 30 years old and healthy, have to pay crazy amounts of health care for shit that like we're not going to need? And everyone's like, well, yeah, it's the whole point of insurance. You pay for it and hope you never need it. And I get it, but I don't want to pay that much. So why not break it down like a car insurance? Like if you want to pay extra for cancer insurance, because you have a family history of cancer.
Or the gene thing. I guess there's like gene testing you can do.
So you are more susceptible to cancer. All right, cool. Well, I'll pay an extra, whatever, $110 a month, whatever the fuck it is. I'm making numbers up again. For cancer insurance so that, 30 years from now, when I get cancer, I'm covered. And it doesn't cost me anything because I've paid for that extra coverage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why we can't do that. Or like for heart disease, you pay extra coverage for heart disease. So like if something happens and you have to go to a cardiologist, you need a triple bypass. When you're 75 years old, you're covered. But you're covered because you paid for it. And if you don't pay for it, then, and you have to, then now you're shit out of luck because you had the option. But then inevitably what would happen is these people would come out and be like, how can we expect these people to pay $500,000 for their triple bypass? Well, they could have had the insurance. Well, they couldn't afford the insurance. Well, looks like they can't afford the $500,000 for the bill either.
So I guess they'll just die.
So So I don't know what you want me to do here. Like you either pay the $30 a month that you allegedly can't afford, but you can still get a coffee every day. That leads to your heart attack. Yep. But you can't pay the $500,000 that it costs for the triple bypass. It's like, come on here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just pay the fucking money.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like, there should definitely be, like, almost like with a car, you got collision. So it's almost like if there's traumatic accident.
Yes.
Like if you get fucking lit up by a bus, like that should be mandatory.
Yeah. Yep. Accident insurance, you know what I mean? Like bodily accident insurance. If you are in an accident, whether it's motor vehicle or non.
Yeah, you just put it into words. It's easy to put into words, but then there's also like you could do like long-term health.
Yeah.
And it could be like long-term health could also be divided into two. Like type 2 diabetes is one way.
Right.
High blood pressure. Like those things can be one. But then it's like if you have a genetic predisposition, which you can prove like family history or you did gene testing or whatever, that would be like a different category.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, well, we have category A, which is genetic predisposition, your type 1 diabetes. Everyone in your fucking family was a fucking loser and they all have high blood pressure or colon cancer runs in the family. Then there's like category B is the stuff that happens from behavior. Right. Type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol without a history of it. Mm-hmm. High blood pressure without a history of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Things like that. And
you could even put, honestly, and this is actually a pretty liberal take. You could even insure I would say you should be able to insure yourself, because we live in a liberal state, for fucking drug use. And everyone's going to sit there and be like, huh, you did that to yourself.
Yeah.
Sure. But we're willing to just look the other way at methadone mile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we just let that kind of happen.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't someone say, addiction runs in my fucking family, I'm going to pay for the insurance of it?
Right. So then inevitably when I have to go to rehab, it doesn't cost me anything.
But then you would say, well, that's enablement and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but we'd fucking do it anyway.
Right.
Right. With some things, I know some things it's like,
yeah.
Again, heroin is basically just become accepted.
Yeah.
Or it's really just look the other way in Boston.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you go to the right place.
So I don't know. I think we just solved the healthcare crisis.
Yeah. Whatever.
I think that's it.
Well, and then you can privatize it too. Like if you want to pay more to not have a VA level Oh my god, I can't believe that ball stayed there. I'm watching the PGA.
Yeah, we have the PGA Championship.
So if you're watching the YouTube channel and you see why I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm watching TV.
Which is behind me, so it's blocked, so we don't get flagged on YouTube.
I cannot believe that ball stayed there. So you can pay more if you think you're at higher risk, or if you want a better service, or if we're all stuck going to whatever local hospital. Like, you can only go to the regional hospital. Like, I don't know if North Attleboro has one. Milton has one. So, like, if you live in Milton, you can only go to the Milton Hospital.
Right.
But if you want to pay for wherever you want, you can go to MGH. No problem. No big deal.
Right. Like, I'm fine with that, too. Like, I think there's no problems with doing that. Like, the tier system and allowing... It's almost like
the health insurance companies would, like, make more money that way, too.
Yeah.
Because you could sell people on a lot of shit that they don't need. Like, well, if you want access to MGH, it's almost like fucking golf courses. Like, if you want access to these golf courses, it's going to cost you this much.
Right.
So if you want access to these hospitals, and, like, you know, then there's sister hospitals in other states if you are out of state, whatever, like, however you want to break it down.
Yeah.
You pay more for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're okay with the bottom tier, yeah, it's just a mere pittance.
Right. Yeah, like and then you probably pay for insurance of, like, whatever. Like, you probably could throw in, like, elective surgery insurance in there. You know what I mean? So you pay that would be very expensive, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, well, it's very expensive
because it's elective surgery is pretty expensive. But if you want to pay extra for the elective insurance,
well, let's just say you're a woman and you like, you know what, I want a boob job.
Yeah,
like I just want one. Yeah. I don't know why that was the first one that came to me.
Well, I mean, it's the most common. Boobs and noses. Those are
pretty much.
Like that's
when you say elective surgery, I think fucking plastic surgery.
Tits and noses.
There are people who it's like elective surgery is like something that they actually need, but it's not covered by anything else.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, I don't need this surgery, but my life would be way fucking better if I had it.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, well, LASIK's elective, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so if you wanted, like, LASIK, you could sit there and go, well, my eyes fucking blow.
Yeah.
I'm 18 years old. I'm going to start paying into this so that I can get LASIK when I'm 30.
Yeah.
So you pay whatever for, you know, a year, for the 12 years, whatever. Go do your LASIK and done. But then I guess you would, again, you just write all this shit in, because then it's like, well, how long do you need to be paying your elective surgery insurance? Because if you only pay it for 6 months,
and then you
go get a $10,000 boob job.
Right.
Once that's done, do you just stop paying?
Well, there's got to be algorithms for all of that too. So, like, if you sign up for elective surgery, you would have to click, like, acknowledge, like, you're acknowledging that you have to pay the monthly premium for a minimum of 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, there would be some insurance companies,
Yeah,
they all run off algorithms.
Buying into free surgery.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm going to pay off my new cheekbones over the course of 7 years.
Yeah. So it's, you know, it can be done. It might be a little more work for the insurance companies and on the back end, but I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
They're going to get paid for it.
That system is so fucked. I do not fucking, I will never feel bad for an insurance company.
When I first realized that the insurance world was such a fucking fraud was when I talked to a PT while I was still in college, the one that was in Bridgewater.
Yep.
She was great too. If you're in the Bridgewater area, go to PTU, by the way. Shout out to them. Don't care that they're not a sponsor, because they're awesome.
Yeah, I've never heard a bad thing.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And they have a picture up where they actually have a hex bar in the clinic facility, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
That much I enjoy. There's probably a squat rack too.
Yeah, it's like they have like a training facility, like in the training site in the facility. So she was telling me that the way it works is because PT is not really covered by most, like, you know, it's like a weird thing that when they submit a claim, the insurance company comes back and goes, we don't think so. So, like, say someone gets surgery on their elbow for tennis elbow. So they come in and to PT, and the PT bills the insurance company, and they say, "Here's my rate. Your client came in. You guys owe us $150." The insurance company looks and goes, "Yeah, we don't think that's worth $150. Here's $90. Have a good day."
Yep.
So they're like, "What? Well, what the fuck?" So now what they do is they factor that in their prices.
Yep.
So now the PT facilities go, "Oh, you just came in for elbow PT therapy. Yeah, that's going to be $270." And then the insurance company goes, "Yeah, it's not worth $270. Here's $150." And now they get their $150 that they wanted, but they jacked up their price knowing that they were only going to get a fraction of it. So now the people that don't have any insurance or
haven't hit their deductible
have to pay the $270.
Yep.
Because insurance companies don't pay the actual price of what it costs.
Nope,
and it fucks the regular people.
And the way I've heard it framed is they make up their percentages.
Yeah.
Both within the companies, the type of PT,
Yep.
They make it up.
Like imagine that. Like imagine you're going to buy a new car, and the car company says this car costs $20,000, and you go, "Here's a check for $12,000," and then you just take the car, like you just walk away and then take the car.
Yep.
And there's nothing they can do. Yep. That's literally what's happening.
Yep.
The PT companies are going to the insurance companies, being like, "This cost this much," and the insurance company goes, "Nah, here's a check for this. Go fuck yourself."
So here's another thing about PT specifically. Bigger PT places, chains, whatever, if you pay attention, you only get 20 minutes with the actual DPT,
right?
The actual licensed physical therapist.
Right.
It's like 20 minutes.
Right.
And then a PT aide comes over, maybe continues a little bit, or you hop on the stim machine.
Right.
Or whatever, you just kind of hang out. That's your hour session or your 45-minute
So
session.
they give you a piece of paper and go, "Here, do this."
Yeah, do this at home.
Yeah.
And it's the same piece of paper for everybody.
Yep.
So you potentially, because it's usually like a $60 copay, unless your insurance is different, but let's just say it's a $60 copay. So you pay your $60,
Yep.
period.
Yep.
You're paying $60 for 20 minutes with a PT.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if you haven't hit your deductible, your insurance might pay a portion of that. So you might, by the time it's all said and done, you might be paying $120 a session for 10 sessions before you hit your deductible, before PT covers 100%.
Right.
But you're still paying $60 copay unless you have good insurance, in which case you don't have a copay, whatever. So you're paying upwards of maybe $120 for 20 minutes of PT.
Yeah.
That's why these cash PTs, they only accept cash, no insurance. Yeah. Sometimes you can go through your insurance to get a reimbursement, but just that, they may charge $200 a session. And people go, "Oh, that's so expensive." Well, let's think about it. $20, that potentially costs you $120.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying $360 for an hour of time of PT. Right. And usually those PTs are twice a week, so you're paying $240 a week for PT. You can this doesn't work sometimes it does work. You can see a cash PT for 1 hour for $200. So you save $40 and you're getting an extra 20 minutes worth of actual work from the licensed physical therapist.
Right.
Biggest sham ever. Insurance is the biggest sham.
Yeah, insurance is it's a joke.
That's why, unless I get fucking cleaned out by a train or something, well, actually, a train would kill me. But if I get, cleaned out by a fucking another car,
yeah,
just fucking bash my head in with a rock like I'm a fucking, like I'm roadkill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously, put me out of my fucking misery. There is no point of saving this.
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
Right. That's honestly what it comes down to,
yeah,
too.
My insurance is too bad to use.
Yeah. But you have to have...
But I can't afford more.
Right. And you have to have insurance by law.
Or the thing is,
so
I can afford a little bit more. But I look at the tiers.
Right.
in order for me to get to the next tier, I can't afford it.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right. It's a fucking joke, dude. And it's like I said, imagine that's how you conduct business. You look at
it's crazy.
You look at a price and go, nah, I'm going to pay 75% of that, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's nuts because there's nothing else like it.
No,
because usually it's if there's any kind of middle man person being, if there's any kind of middle non-binary, usually it's, hey, how much is a compressor? You know, I need it for HVAC.
Yeah.
All right, dude, compressor's $1,000. Go back to the customer. Hey, here's your quote. Compressor, $1,200 to account for, getting it.
Yeah.
And $600 worth of labor. Here's your quote. Like that's it. That's how the middle works.
That's how it works. And then like the follow up would be, so what is that? An $1,800 quote. So the quote for $1,800 would then be the person being like, yeah, here's a check for $1,300 and go fuck yourself. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it's like it's weird because it would like come from like the bigger company because the end user is really the one that gets fucking screwed.
Right.
But that's why it's so unique because.
But that is also why we have insurance problems in the country because like in Massachusetts, we're required to have insurance. But in other states, you're not required to have insurance. So this is what jacks up the price is exactly what we just talked about. The PT now charges $270 because they want $150.
Yep.
You can't charge $150 because you're not going to get it.
Right.
So you charge the extra to get what you want. So now the person that has no insurance at all has to pay the higher cost. And now they can't afford. And that's how you get this whole, well, healthcare is so expensive. Regular people can't afford it. And it's like, well, regular people can't afford it because everyone that works in the health insurance business is a fucking cunt.
Yep.
It's what it comes down to.
Yep.
Like people are so fucking, people ruin everything.
People are the worst kind of people.
Yes. We need aliens. Which since our last episode, there's been more alien stuff to come out. Joe Rogan just posted something today. Mitch actually sent it to me earlier. I was in the middle of a meeting and I got a message from Mitch and I pulled it up and I looked at it and I was like, oh wow, hey, that's us. And he just goes, squirrels. But yeah, it's official footage of a UFO flying over the ocean and then it just disappears into the ocean.
It's from the Pentagon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I can pull up the actual post from Rogan and what he said.
So I was listening to Foreplay.
Yeah.
And I usually don't like Foreplay, but they had Scott Fawcett on, and I like Scott Fawcett, even though he's like the world's biggest prick. So they were talking to him. In the very last part of the thing, they go, Scott, now we got to ask you, you don't strike me as a religious man. He goes, why do you say that? And they were like, this would be the biggest heel turn in any episode we've ever done, where if you came out and said, yeah, actually, I'm a hardcore Catholic.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, well, he's like, people like, I don't know if it's atheist. He goes, I don't really know. He goes, I don't really care either. But he goes, there's something.
Yeah.
He goes, it's just a little far-fetched to think that it's like, one being.
Yeah.
He's like, there's something else out there. He goes, and we've got like, the Big Bang and like the fucking shit below the earth, like that can kind of prove that there's something kind of else.
Yeah.
And then they went on this like 15-minute fucking alien thing.
On a golf podcast.
And they're like, yeah, man. It's like, I don't even think any of them like hit a blunt before either or anything. It's like, they were like, yeah, there was even this guy talking about how some universes move so quickly that we cannot even fathom the existence of it because it's faster than the speed of light. So the universe goes without any shred of us even knowing, nor will we ever have the technology to know.
Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy shit. I've listened to a couple theoretical physicists recently, and the amount of shit that's out there and like what they think is possible is just absolutely wild. So like, obviously, like about dark matter.
Not really.
So there's actually more dark matter in the universe than there is like actual regular matter, and we don't know what it is. I think it has a gravitational force. So it is something, but we don't know what it is, and we can't see it. So we have no fucking clue what it is. It's this whole thing behind string theory. So like we have Einstein's theory of relativity, right? And it talks about
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Got it.
Yep, that's it. You nailed it. And then don't forget the Pythagorean theorem, which is Pythagorean theorem, which is E equals MC squared.
No. MC Hammer went to jail.
Yeah, okay. So
Pythagoras.
they have Einstein has his E equals MC squared, which is matter. Energy is mass conserved. So that his whole theory of relativity and all that bullshit came out, and it's only like part of the picture. It's like if you're putting together a puzzle, Einstein's theory of relativity really is like what we suspect is only like 75% of the puzzle. What it could be in reality is it might only be like 5% of the puzzle. But we think it's like 75% of the puzzle. And we think string theory is eventually going to lead to something that gives us the rest of the puzzle. What actually is probably going to happen is once string theory is figured out and able to prove and whatever, and we're like, oh my God, we finally have it. It's the theory of everything. Like we got it. Then we're going to realize that there's more to it outside of that. So
yeah,
it's never ending because this is all a simulation and everything is fake and nothing matters.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they're talking about like this dark matter and all this crazy shit, and it's like there is so much shit in the world, in the universe that we don't know, like what it is.
We're too busy fighting about mass.
There's more of something. There is more dark matter than regular matter. There's the majority. We don't know the majority of what exists.
Just to clarify, we are regular matter?
Yes.
Okay.
We are regular matter. We're made up of stuff that like exists and that we can see. Technically, dark matter does exist. We just can't see it. And we don't know what it is. We don't know anything about black holes. Well, we know a little bit, but we don't know like what's beyond a black hole, like beyond the event horizon.
Why don't we just ask someone who's been to one?
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey in, what was that, Interstellar?
I don't even know.
And it's like there's all this crazy shit out there. And it's like, you really think that like, this is it, huh? It's just us. Because then there's the whole theory of like the multiverse. And that's like when you were saying like different universes that come and go. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like that's the multiverse theory and not the Doctor Strange multiverse, like in real life, a multiverse.
It's going to happen in Spider-Man as well.
Yeah. There's just so much shit in the world that like you can't even begin to comprehend what we don't comprehend.
Yes.
Like
we're too stupid to know what we don't know.
So it's on both ends of the spectrum. Like going back to the Scott Fawcett thing, on both ends of the spectrum. Like this is at least how I look at it. If you think that there is one single entity that created everything, yeah, it's a little far-fetched for me. But if you think that there's nothing, that's even more far-fetched. You just think that there's nothing else in the world besides us. The universe, I'm sorry. I keep saying world. Nothing else in the universe besides us.
Nope, just us.
Get fucked, dude. How did we get here? Where did we come from? You know what I mean? Like, fuck off. It's way more complex than that. And back to the single person, the single entity, if that is the case and that is true, the only way I believe that is true is that we're in a simulation. It's like one person created a simulation and now we're living in it. But I heard a really interesting theory have I talked about this before, from Neil deGrasse Tyson? His thought on the simulation is that we are either there's a 50-50 chance that we're in a simulation, and we are either the first people in line or the last people of the simulation. So to incite Rick and Morty, For those of you that follow Rick and Morty, which if you listen to us, there's a solid chance you also watch Rick and Morty. The episode where they do the miniverse and the microverse and all that shit, we are either Rick and Morty, like the very first people that are not in a simulation that haven't discovered how to make a simulation yet, or we're the last people in the microverse that haven't developed the next level yet. Because right now, we don't have a simulated world. Like, we don't have a simulation. So from Neil deGrasse Tyson, pretty fucking smart guy. Cosmos, maybe you heard of it, on Netflix and Discovery Channel, Nat Geo, whatever. All kinds of books. Guy's a fucking genius. He says we are either, number one, that we are not a simulation, and we are the first, and eventually if we create one, or we're just the last in line, and we haven't developed our next level simulation yet. So we're either Rick and Morty, or we're the people in the microverse.
Miniverse?
No, the miniverse was the middle
Rick's.
one. Yeah. So the miniverse was Rick's, and then the microverse was what the miniverse created. So we are either Rick and Morty or the microverse, which is fucking wild if you think about it. Hits blunt.
Yeah. We're just like a simulation, man. Or we're like waiting for a simulation, man.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I don't even know how we got there.
Well, aliens.
Oh, aliens, yeah. We got more aliens.
That's our take on aliens.
Yeah, that's our take on aliens. Oh, that was the other thing. We thought people think don't include myself in this.
I don't think.
People are saying that there might be an alien civilization under the ocean because so much of the ocean is unexplored that we don't know what's there.
That is a fucking hot take.
And now all of a sudden you're seeing these like UFOs, or now they're called UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenons. Get the fuck out of here. They're UFOs. You're seeing these UFOs go like in the water, in the ocean, and just disappear. So now they're like, maybe they live in the ocean.
that one right there is up there with the secret ingredient to the Krabby Patty.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man, that ruined my childhood.
That does check out though.
It does, actually.
I wouldn't be surprised if the secret ingredient was crab.
Yeah, I mean, it's called a Krabby Patty.
He's always trying to hide it.
Yep.
What else could it be?
Yeah. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Google the secret ingredient to the Krabby Patty and be prepared to have your childhood ruined.
Luckily, like SpongeBob was like just after me. I used to watch it with my brother, but
Yeah.
a little bit older.
Well, it came out in 2000.
Did it come out that late?
Yeah.
I thought it came out. Yeah, okay, that probably makes sense because I think when I was 10, I probably like transitioned to like sports and shit.
Yeah. Because I watched the beginning of it for a couple of years.
I remember it, but I just don't really remember. I did like again when I was young, I didn't watch it. I watched a ton of Rugrats.
Yeah, well, same here.
But
because that's what was on. But the SpongeBob didn't come out until 2000.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was 10. Yeah, I probably transitioned to like watching baseball tonight.
Yeah. Usually right around that. Anywhere between like 10 and 13 if you're a young male.
You know what?
You end up switching to sports.
My transition was definitely around 10 because Tiger won the 2000 U.S. Open at Pebble Beach.
Yep.
And I still remember some of the shots of Pebble Beach and him from that tournament.
Yeah. All right, what else we got here? Oh, well, this is a little late, but whatever. We're canceling Gal Gadot.
Why?
Because she is
Israeli.
And so the other thing that I think is kind of badass is that everyone in Israel is required to go into the army.
Yeah, same with South Korea.
Yeah.
Like Sung J.M. has to go soon.
Oh, really?
Unless he wins a medal in this Olympics.
That's hilarious.
They're going to make him go back soon.
So she served in the IDF.
Okay.
So she came out while this whole like Israel-Palestine thing was going on, and she was,
Pro-Israel?
oddly enough to some people, she was pro-Israel.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
She's from there.
Yeah.
And fought for that country.
Yes.
And she was defending them?
Yeah.
What a concept.
Strange.
Jesus Christ.
So Hollywood and people in Hollywood have to let everyone know how woke they are. So they are pro-Palestine because technically Palestine doesn't really exist as a country. It's just a couple different territories that is inside the country of Israel. And
yeah, it's just a people, right? Are they Muslim?
yeah, well, Asgard is the people and not a place.
Powering through.
Yeah, Israel.
Palestine.
Palestine is a people, not a place.
Are they Muslim predominantly?
Predominantly, yeah.
So it's almost like Muslim Israelis versus Jewish Israelis.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say the Jews, because I feel like, the guys in New York really, really are unaffected by what's happening in fucking Israel.
Yeah. Barry Feinstein probably has nothing to do with fucking Israel.
Yeah, he's not like, oh my God, can you believe Palestine's doing that to our people? It's like, dude, they do not fucking look like you. I fucking promise you that. Oh, Israel, they're Jews. Yeah, dude. They look like they're from the sand world.
Yes. Yep.
They all look the same.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not like the dark guys with beards against the fucking old balding white guys with white hair. Like,
yeah. No, like they look like they all are from the same region of the world.
Yeah.
Like if you
not far from Saudi Arabia.
Stood one Israeli next to one Palestinian, you probably wouldn't be able to tell which is which.
And you would probably guess that they're both Palestinian.
Yeah.
Because you don't know better and just think Palestine, sand.
Yeah.
Sand.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So Gal Gadot came out in support of her country, like you said, that she fought for.
Imagine that.
And everyone in Hollywood apparently is pro-Palestine. And now they're saying they have to cancel Gal Gadot and cancel Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's not cool anymore. Which, hey, Hollywood, if you haven't fucking gotten the hint yet that your entire DC cast of movies blows. Like, it is terrible. DC is awful when it comes to making movies, except
one.
And
actually, the sequel wasn't very good either, but
Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was the only good movie. It's the only movie worth watching in the DC universe, and you're trying to get rid of that person now. Hey, good for you. Have fun in the unemployment line.
You guys are crushing it.
You stupid fucks. You will never be you won't even be fucking, you won't be able to hold the jock of the guy that holds the jock for Marvel.
Well, because even Marvel,
You will never be anywhere close.
who's the most prominent female character in Marvel?
At right now, Elizabeth Olsen, I would say.
Yeah, she ain't that strong of a character.
No.
Wonder Woman and Gal Gadot is way fucking stronger.
Yeah.
Than anything Marvel can put out there.
I would say before WandaVision, it was probably Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, and she's really, really an accessory to this whole thing.
Yeah,
They tried to give her more, and it's just, dude, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Then they tried to bring in Brie Larson, but she's
out now. But now it's like the second movie,
Yeah.
she's almost out.
She doesn't have a ton to do with the series.
Yeah, it's like she came back, kicked some ass, solved the problem, but she's out.
There are, like I said, there aren't very many strong female superhero characters.
And Wonder Woman's it's almost like, it's like if Wonder Woman was in Marvel, it would be unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. Yep. You know what, though? Cancel her. Cancel her because she's from somewhere else and defended where she's from.
Yeah. How dare she? Let's see. What's next here? Oh, this is kind of fucked up. So this came out recently. So I'm interested in your take on this. So recently it was discovered that every single press release that comes out of the White House report, not because if it comes out of the White House, it's a thing, but every single report that has to do within the White House and all that shit, like all the people that go and like you're a White House press worker, yeah, like you work for ABC, but your jurisdiction is the White House.
Okay.
Any news that those people put out
Comes from Biden himself. He's the one sitting there giving out the info.
no.
He's not?
He
What? But he's the president of the country, dude.
actually has veto power over any article that is written. Or if it's not him, it's his fucking little group, cohort, whatever the fuck they're called. Words aren't so good for me right now. His people. His people get to determine what is released in the press.
I'm okay with that.
I am not.
I'm okay with that if you're going to say White House reports. If you want to take out White House reports. Dude, if you're going to say the White House, this is the thing. Now, here's the problem. This is where this comes from. And if you have a problem with access, I'm with you. If you're going to say White House reports and then whatever going forward, it better be factual to what the fucking White House reports.
Yeah, but that's totally different. This is anything that is being reported that has to do with the administration. That's what it is. With the administration, they are allowed to have full editorial control and veto power of what is released.
And this is for White House reporters or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. That's a very specialized thing. Now,
No.
my alternative isn't possible because they won't get the access, so I would argue that you need to give access to everyone. If me and you start SS reporting and we go to the White House and we, do whatever and we're going to write our article, and if they were like, oh, well, we need to review that. We're like, the fuck you do? We don't work for you. We're not related to you.
Right.
We have nothing to fucking do with you.
That's what's happening.
So
These people don't work for the White House.
But I thought you said, but like they're linked to
No.
the White House.
No. Their job is to cover the White. So the way it works, there's a press pool.
So let's say fucking who the fuck just hit that ball? Let's say Mackenzie Hughes works for ABC.
Yeah.
And he is a White House correspondent.
Yes, that is the word.
Okay.
White House correspondent. Any article that he wants to post on ABC has to be approved by the White House.
Because he's a quote unquote White House correspondent.
Yes.
Okay, so my problem then lies with the White House not censoring the info, the White House creating these like special access only. Because what in effect what they're doing is the White House wants a certain message to get out.
Correct.
They only give it access to their White House correspondents.
Well,
so,
those are always only the people that get the information anyway.
Right. So if those White House correspondents didn't get the info, no message gets out. But also if the White House doesn't give them the special access, then their job doesn't exist.
Correct.
So what I would argue that we need is if the White House is going to give out info, it's not just to these...
So, because part of the issue isn't just in the info. Part of it is how it's conveyed. So let's say Biden holds a press conference that's not televised.
Yep.
And it's only for the White House correspondents.
Right.
And he says something.
That's my problem.
And he says something real fucking stupid.
Yep. It'll never get out.
They are not allowed to report it.
Yep.
That is North Korea.
That is why...
That is China. That is extreme totalitarian government that is not allowing certain things to be out.
Yeah, so I would say my major issue...
And that's not okay.
My major issue with that... Because the idea that everything's going to be free and known and not monitored... Give you an example. If we came on air and said we wanted to review microphones.
Yeah.
And we fucking trash the fuck out of some company. Mm-hmm. And that company hears us, they're going to sue the ever-living fuck out of us. Because they can.
Right.
And we just fucking trash them.
Yeah.
So not
slander or defamation,
something like
whatever
that.
Yeah.
So all info is by no means free. And if people can't accept that, like even like take product reviews, because that's like my best example is product reviews. I know it's a private business. It's not a public business. Actually, it could be publicly traded. So say, what's a publicly traded company that you invest in? DraftKings. So DraftKings comes out and they say, all right, we got this platform and we want some people to review it. They're probably going to pick and choose who they review. And if it's someone from FanDuel, they're going to be like, oh shit, that guy's from FanDuel. Nope, you're out. Or it's like, oh shit, that person used to work for Wynn. Nope, he can't do it. They're going to pick and choose how this works so that the message goes a certain way. Now, I know this is a private company and we're talking software. It's not and it's hypothetical. Right. I know it's not the news out of the White House.
Yeah.
So that's why I think
a stretch.
Yeah. I think that there should be no special access to White House correspondence only.
Yeah.
I think that's obviously the info being fucking moved one way or the other is the problem, because that's why we're talking about it. Mm-hmm. But if we break it down, I think the reason being is there really shouldn't be quote unquote White House correspondence.
I think part of the reason why they exist is safety protocols. Like you can't just have an open access to the White House, because then dickheads like you and me can just show up.
No, so it can't be open, but you should be able to apply for a credential.
Yeah.
And they can review that. And if we worked for Jerry News, because we'll just use them, they probably don't have a fucking White House credential.
Probably not.
But if they applied for a White House credential, and as long as the criteria was actually fair, they should be able to go.
Yeah.
And that's not how it is.
No.
So therefore, when they're picking and choosing who can hear the info, that also picks and chooses who can release the info.
Yeah.
Like you ever hear like Patriots beat guys?
Oh, yeah.
The message kind of goes a certain way.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones allowed in.
Right.
And they know if they fucking talk bad about Bill, he'll fucking blackball them, and they maybe won't be allowed next time.
Right.
Yeah, I know it's our country. It's not the fucking New England Patriots.
I think it says something, though, too, when typically the media leans left. Yes. And now you have a Democratic president and a Democratic administration that ideally would already, the newspapers and the media would paint them in a good light. They now have come out and said, well, we have to look over everything that you want to publish.
Is this new?
Now, to be fair,
I don't think this is new.
We don't know.
Because if you would have told me...
It's never been stated before publicly.
Yeah, no shit.
But this is the first time it's been stated publicly.
I'm guessing... let's go to an extreme.
We can use the example of...
Well, think about FDR.
Of Trump. Trump definitely didn't have it, because every single newspaper ripped him for 4 years.
Right.
Do you think if he had control of what they would release, that would happen?
So, yes, I do, because I don't think he cares. But there's I would be willing to bet that there were times where currently Biden invites everybody. Like the correspondence, in the pool of correspondence.
Whoever has the press pass. My
guess is that Trump would have held a closed door meeting instead and not invited the media to it, because he knew they would have fucking trashed them.
Probably, yeah.
But even FDR's legs, no big deal. Yeah. They hid that for fucking ever.
Yeah.
So I'm not arguing that it's right. If you told me today,
I would say FDR's legs is a little different because it's a physical ailment versus.
But what does it matter?
What is he saying?
But see, something like that. But what does it matter? Yeah, I know it looks weak. He looks like a weak leader.
I'm saying it's like information that's being distributed by third-party entities. You know what I mean? And I don't think, and so I don't know if the FDR administration and I don't know this, if they came out and literally looked at all of the people who the White House correspondents and said, you're not allowed to report this, or they just did a very good job at hiding it, like you said.
Good question. I have a feeling I have heard in the past that people were not to speak about his physical condition. And when he faced public, they hid it.
Yeah.
But someone would have seen it, man. Someone would have.
Yeah.
Someone would have seen a wheelchair or them helping him to a chair. They would have seen something.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. We don't know because it was so long ago.
Someone know. I bet someone knows. Someone definitely fucking spilled the beans on that one. But like, again, let's go to an extreme. So say Teddy Roosevelt's up there, just with the fucking newspapers.
Being the greatest president of all time.
That was Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin's up there.
Yeah.
Talking about electricity and freedom that he invented. Yeah. And then says something and he's like, oh, fuck. That's really not what I meant. And again, this is back in the day, so it's a little more archaic.
Yeah.
And goes, just so we're clear, if anybody in this room reports what I just said, you will never be allowed here again, and nor will your company. Is that really that far out of the realm of possibility to happen?
For the president himself to say that, I think so.
Someone
else.
The president doesn't do anything, so
no. The press secretary would probably say that,
like the Stacey James of the operation.
Yeah.
So when you said that, I didn't find it surprising. Because they're not. What are they? 15 years ahead of us technologically? The government.
Yeah.
They're not telling us everything. They never will.
Yeah.
It's not realistic to.
No, I know, but that's not the problem. I think the core issue is that government is controlling a narrative that should be a separate entity reporting to its people.
Should.
Yeah.
But it's not. That's just not the way the media works around here.
Yeah, no, I know, but now I don't know. I use Trump as an example because he's pretty much the polar opposite as far as the media portrayal goes. But it's like they're out here ripping him left and right. And if his press secretary came out and said, if you write that, your pass might not work, they're going to make that a bigger story. Because they want everyone to hate this guy.
Right.
So this is what I'm saying, where I don't think that Trump actually came out and did any of this. Now, did Obama, did Bush, did Clinton, did Reagan?
I would assume so.
Maybe. I don't know. No one knows. Because this is the first time it's ever been made public.
Someone knows. They just haven't spoke yet.
But it's been made public. And the fact that it is now public, and we know for a fact that the Biden administration gets to essentially proofread any article that's written about them is fucked up. And that is literally unconstitutional. That is against the First Amendment. It's freedom of press.
Yeah. I just assume, frankly, I just assume that it's always been that way.
I don't think it has been. I am of the camp that does not believe that, because I would like to think
maybe not always.
I would like to think that the president of the United States probably adheres to the Constitution to the best of his ability.
Yeah, I think, president, again, this is all should. What actually happens, I just don't believe it actually happens.
There's plenty of other sketchy bullshit that goes on.
Yeah, it's like,
but this is one that is like very, very not okay with me because it is against the Constitution.
Oh yeah, but I just assume,
which is what is supposed to hold this fucking country together.
Yeah, but if no one found out about it until now, who was going to say anything?
And we don't know. Up? We don't know if no one found out about it until now because it was never done before, or because it was just found out now.
Yeah, so just as far-fetched as it is that one guy's up there, did all this, I find it very far-fetched that the White House would release info unreviewed. Or I guess on whatever.
No, see, so this is where I think the disconnect here is coming. So they release their information however they want. What's happening now is that they are manipulating the articles that are being released.
I'll rephrase.
So they've always been manipulating the information that they release. I am 100% on board with that. You only come out and tell the people what you want them to know. However, now they're taking it a step further and saying, let me read that article. No, you got to take this part out. No, you can't have that. You said this word. No, I don't like that word. Take that word. That's what's good. There, the White House, the Biden administration is acting essentially as newspaper editors.
I will.
That is my problem.
So to rephrase, I think it's a little far-fetched to think that whether it's a little like if you're literally sending it to who, I don't know who's the woman, Jen at whitehouse.fucking gov.
Jen Psaki.
Whatever.
Helga's cousin.
Yes.
Distant relative of Helga Psaki.
So like I don't think you need to send it to, again, Jen at whitehouse.gov.
Yeah.
But ABC. There's got to be someone employed by the White House at ABC as an editor.
I don't think so.
You think you think they literally have to send it over to...
I don't know what the process is. I'm not going to speculate on the process.
Either way.
But this is what's literally being reported now this is what's happening. They have final say over the way things are written. That is North Korea. That literally is North Korea. You can't write that.
Well, no, they kill you for writing that. That's the difference.
Yeah. you just disappear.
Yeah.
They don't kill anybody.
No.
People just disappear. Mysteriously.
One COVID case, next day, 0 COVID cases.
So I don't know. That's fucked up. That when I saw that and I read it, I was like, that's got me hot and bothered. All kinds of fired up here.
If you told me yesterday that happens, I would have been under no surprise.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, indifferent. I'm definitely not shocked.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You want to wrap this up?
We can wrap this up. So
You got to go play golf again?
I gotta go play golf again. Might eat something before I play.
Yeah.
I've actually eaten in the bar in there now.
Oh.
It's kind of crazy. You know, I pulled this thing up and then I fucking clicked off of it. Okay, so something that we have discussed before is now coming alive. Headline from notthebee.com. I don't know what notthebee.com is. I don't fucking really care.
So the Babylon Bee is like the Onion.
Wait, Babylon Bee or Not the Bee?
I don't know what the Not the Bee is. I don't know if it's a subsidiary, but I'll tell you the Babylon Bee is like the Onion.
Okay, then let me to be completely fair, because I don't know what Not the Bee is, I'll go to Golf Week. Transgender woman wins Florida mini tour event, set sights squarely on LPGA.
So if I were to guess, I would say Not the Bee is catchy headlines that make you think it would be Babylon Bee, which, for lack of a better term, is the Onion. So for anyone that's like over the age of 30, it's the Onion. Anyone under the age of 30, it's the Babylon Bee.
Gotcha.
Like they're the exact same company, but like I said, the older crowd knows what the Onion is. So Not the Bee, if I were to guess, like I said, is
yeah. So it linked right to a Golf Week.
Crazy headlines that actually are true.
Yeah. So it did link right away to a Golf Week article.
Yeah.
So Haley Davidson is a women's professional tour player, or women's
transgender female.
Transgender female, biological male.
Yes.
So she won a professional event over an LPGA player, whatever, on the same day that she received an email stating that she has met the organization's gender policy eligibility. Did I say USGA? Yes, the USGA. And she can now compete in USGA championships, which for her would be the US Women's Open. I think that's the only one she's eligible for as a professional. Mm-hmm. So she also hopes to hear similar news from the LPGA soon. So, 28 years old. The facts of the case. So this, what are we in? March? What's today? May? Today's May.
May. What's today? May? Fuck you, Vinny.
So in January, Davidson underwent gender reassignment surgery, 6-hour procedure, and she's been undergoing hormone treatments since September 24th, 2015. So, I have no other facts of the case except that if you want to Google Haley Davidson go nuts, she is significantly fucking bigger
Oh, yeah.
than the person that we see next to her in this LPGA event.
Yeah. So 2015 was what, 6 years ago? She's 28, 22.
So she's been on.
So this is the great way. I heard Joe Rogan explain this one time, and this is the phrase he used. If you have a male that transitions to a female that then decides to compete in sports against other females, the perfect description of that is Haley Davidson was on steroids for 22 years. And,
Yes.
And then transitioned to a female and then is now there. So you had 22 years. This is a fact. It's biology. Males have higher levels of testosterone. That is the male sex hormone. Women have higher levels of estrogen. Newsflash to everyone out there. Everyone has both. You all have both. The ratio is what determines other things. So you have someone that had, now also not just testosterone, extremely high levels of testosterone. If this person started taking hormone therapy at 22, your testosterone peaks of your life are at 21. So this person had 22 years of high levels of testosterone in their body. It caused their body to develop accordingly, broader shoulders, taller stature, thicker chest. That's, typically what looks like a guy. And then you're going to transition to a female. And now 6 years later, oh yeah, no, I've been taking estrogen for 6 years. Oh, that's cool. Cause you had 22 years full of fucking testosterone. So you're now a female. Awesome. You had the surgery. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you're finally happy, but you do not look like a stereotypical female. And now you're going to compete against other biological females in sport. That's where I also draw the line there. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't give a shit. But when you make those transitions and now you start to compete in sports, now you're crossing the line.
So I'm going to try to find her swing speed because well, no, I'm curious because she might have more swing speed than anyone else out there. Although she over a it's not going to be here, but said over the time period, what was that, 7? What did we say, 7 years? No, it's 2021, 6 years. She lost 9 miles an hour in like 20 yards. Does that add up? Yeah, like 20 yards or so. 9 miles an hour though is still. I got to imagine it again. It's like I can't find a speed. I can't find one.
Yeah.
Because if she was swinging it 10, maybe 110. Because obviously she can fucking play. Like she shot 71 in sectional qualifying for the U.S. Open. Like she can play. She just won the event.
Right.
So I'm guessing that at the age of 22 is when. So 21 and before has to have touched 110, maybe 115.
Yeah.
9 miles an hour off of that's 106. Like
that's still pretty fast.
That's up there.
Yeah.
That's in the. I think the women can swing that.
Yeah.
But that's up there. That's like top 10th percentile.
Yeah.
If not top, like within whatever. I don't know how percentile works. 95th percentile.
Yeah.
Like that could be up there. And I don't know if it's necessarily an equal playing field because before the surgery, doctor said you need to lose a bunch of weight. So I think she lost, did it say 30 pounds?
Okay.
Over 300 days?
Wow.
For about a year?
Yeah.
30 pounds a year.
30 pounds in a year.
I wanted to say 90 pounds, but that seems like way, there's no way she lost 90 pounds.
Yeah.
And still functions as a fucking living organism.
Yeah.
So she said she stopped weight training, lost the weight, blah, blah, blah. LPGA gives her USGA gives her access. LPGA might.
Yeah.
What if she starts lifting again?
Right.
What if she puts the weight back on?
Right.
Oh my fucking God. Look out.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, like that.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like, and it's hard to say because I'm not transgender, but if I transitioned away and then everyone says, you're good. You met all of our check boxes to be here. And then you look at it and go, well, shit, maybe I'm not good enough to be here. What's going to give me the best edge? Training.
Yeah.
And she might be quite fucking good at it.
Right.
I don't know. So.
Yeah, and I know the big thing for me and most people too comes into combat sports in particular, because there's a big problem with that. You know, that's where the problem comes.
Yeah.
Like, because you see the way, it's just the way males develop versus females. Your hands are typically wider, like your knuckles are thicker. So now you have someone that was a male for 24 years. They fully developed. You're a fully developed male, and now you transition to a female. Like I said, awesome. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you're happy. Amazing. But you can't fight biological women if you are a transgender woman. I'm sorry. Like, that is not fair.
No.
It's dangerous.
I think that's one thing, too, where it's like, hey, you should get every right possible, because really, who fucking cares?
Right, exactly.
Turn yourself into a cucumber. I don't give a shit.
And if you're going to come at me and be like, if this is the hill, like these social justice warriors, the hill that you're willing to die on is sports?
No, it's not.
Fuck off.
It can't be sports.
Because I check all the boxes here. I support them. I'll say they can do whatever they want. They can be whoever they want to be. I'm happy that they're happy. All I want is them to be happy. They don't affect me in any way. I don't give a shit. You can do whatever you want to do. But where I draw the line is sports. And some social justice warrior is going to die on that hill and call me a bigot because I support everything that they do and they want to do that makes them happy in their lives.
Yeah, and then what are we going to do? Pick and choose which
but
sports?
I say if you are if you were a biological male for 20 plus years and transition, I say you shouldn't be allowed to compete with other biological women. Now you're going to call me a bigot on that? You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're a dumbass.
And there's no way to win either. It's like you could say that biological male is not allowed to compete in professional, Olympic, high-level amateur competitions. Because even take, I was just going to use weightlifting. Take weightlifting.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
You can't send...
The women that the United States is sending to the Olympics.
Do you lift more than?
I could outlift them right now.
It's not fucking fair. It's just
like
not
outside
fair.
of like the heavy, like Sarah Robles weight, like granted, she also weighs probably 2.5 times what I weigh.
Yeah.
But she can outlift the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like someone, like if I were still competing as, I don't know what the classes are now because they're not 77 and 85 anymore. But if I were competing at, let's say, a 77, and I hit the numbers that I used to hit when I was in my peak, like, and I was a female, I would be at the Olympics.
Yeah. And that's where it comes.
I would be in the Olympics.
Track. Like, that's why, like, it's like Olympic sports. And then it's like, but then it's even as stupid as, like, what if a transgender woman came to Sharon Country Club after playing high-level golf when they were a male, and then all of a sudden just, like, wins every women's championship? It's like,
yeah,
it's not wrong, but it's not fair.
Right.
It doesn't allow for fair competition, which is what sports should be.
Right.
Especially amateur shit.
Right.
But it's like, oh, who cares? It's just the golf course. It's like, yeah, man, it's a really fucking hard thing. It's really fucking hard because you want everyone to be included, but then you have nobody included. Like, then you have no participation. That like that's
right.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. It is. It's everyone's included, so no one's included.
Right.
People are morons. They can't see, and that's the thing too. Actually, I think it's a good quote. It's the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Like I don't think any of these people are like nefarious. about this. Like, oh, we're going to ruin sports and we're going to, like, they generally care. Like, they think they're doing the right thing, but they're just idiots. Because 90% of all people are idiots. Maybe that number will get a little bit higher.
I'll make it 91.
All right, my final thought is, why does every single post office in Massachusetts look exactly the fucking same? Anyone that's not in like a little strip mall. Like you go into any post office in Massachusetts, they're all the fucking same. You look at it outside and it's big like pillar, I don't know what that's called, like Greco-Roman style. On the
Greco-Roman wrestling?
Yeah, no, it's an Olympic sport. You can't do that anymore either. Is that whatever that is, like on the outside? You know what I mean? Like,
We'll
has
just call it
columns,
columns,
concrete, bullshit, all that stuff. And then you walk inside, it's dark.
Yep.
It's poorly lit.
Yep.
It's like dark stained wood with like weird like windows.
Yep.
In random places. There's like a lot of stupid high windows that don't make any sense. And then there's a little window with only 2 like service areas that's like encased around a giant white wall. And then on the back wall is all the PO boxes. Every single post office. And for all our listeners that are, throughout the country, if you're in Virginia or Texas or Pennsylvania or New Jersey, all our massive amounts of fans that are out there, or Florida, hit me up in the DMs at Sarcasm Speaks Pod on Instagram and let me know if your post offices also look the same. Because I've been in a lot of fucking post offices throughout this state. Like I said, all the ones that aren't in like strip malls and stuff like that, they all look the fucking same on the inside.
Well, I can confirm the one in Canton reminds me of the old Medford Square one.
Yeah. Yep. They're all the same.
The 2 in Easton I go to are in
the one in North
malls.
Attleboro, exactly the same as the one in Medford.
Well, someone probably came up with like the optimal post office.
Yeah, in like fucking 1712.
Yeah. This is the optimal once they got off of horses.
Yeah.
This is what
the Pony Express.
Yeah. This is what an optimal post office is. They were all built to those specs.
Yeah.
And no one has asked the question that you just asked.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Like, it's so fucking stupid.
Because it's federal.
Yeah.
We're all doing this. All right.
Yeah. And then to be fair, the one in Mansfield did not look like that because it was a brand new building.
Interesting.
Yeah. The one, it was tucked over behind CVS.
Never went.
Yeah. It was just looked like it was maybe 10, 15 years old. Like, it was new. It was all glass. But outside of that one, they all look the fucking
Yeah, like
same.
if it's in like this, like town square, town center, whatever.
Yeah. Like, I can go to the post office in Yarmouth on the Cape, the post office probably in Gloucester, and the post office out in fucking Chicopee. And they all look the fucking same.
This one guy definitely came up with like optimal post office setup, and they all made it to those specs.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Gothic? Is that what it is? Gothic style?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't see any gargoyles out there.
That was another great show on Nickelodeon.
I remember gargoyles.
I don't know. There was just a random thought I had the other day while I was standing in line at a post office. I was looking around and I go, these were all the same fucking place.
It's like kind of like almost like probably wasn't the same idea, but like sometimes with grocery stores, they're just mirrors of each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you go to one, you've been to them all.
Right. You've been to one Stop and Shop, you've been to them all.
Like, I mean, I was walking around. I went to the Shaw's. I don't know if it's Walpole or Sharon on my way here. Just walking around like a dickhead. I don't know where anything is.
Every single market basket is pretty much laid out the same. The only issues I've ever gone is it's just a mirror image of itself.
Yeah.
So like it's either...
Or sometimes you have like a regional thing too. Like the Brockton market basket has way more Goya stuff than West Bridgewater.
Yeah.
And like the same thing with Stop and Shop. Like in Medford, we had a ton. We had an entire Goya aisle.
Right.
It's like, oh, where's this? Goya aisle.
Oh, Goya's bad though, because Orange Man bad. And
oh, that's true.
Orange Man likes Goya. And Goya likes Orange Man.
That's true. Can't believe we still care about that guy.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna make any bets on the PGA Championship, how are we doing back here, by the way?
I don't know, dude.
Phil is
Brandon Grace is winning right now.
4 under through 17.
Phil's trying.
Bruce goes off
It looks windy, dude. This afternoon wave, I don't know how that's going to go. If Bruce shoots even, it'll be fucking pretty good for him.
Yeah. So if you're going to make any bets on the PGA Championship this weekend, which doesn't matter because when this comes out on Monday, it'll be over.
It will be over.
Go to mybookie.com and use a promo code SarcasmPod.
U.S. Opens in a month.
And that, when you want to bet on the U.S. Open. That Sarcasm Pod will get you a 50% match on your deposit up to $1,000. So go do that. Go click subscribe. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Write a little comment underneath right there. Write anything. Tell me how much you hate me. Tell me I look stupid. I don't care. As long as you're writing something, that's fine. All press. No, what is it? All press is press. There's no such thing as bad press. I don't know what the saying is.
I don't do sayings.
Yeah. I don't do talking.
I wish.
Yeah. So subscribe over there. Subscribe wherever you're listening to. If you're on an Apple device, go to the iTunes store. Rate us 5 stars and leave us a funny review. Or again, same idea. Tell me how much you hate me. Tell me how much you hate the show. I don't care. Just leave 5 stars if you do it. And you can find us on Instagram at SarcasmSpeaksPod. The Twitter handle is Sarcasm_speaks. And our Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. So, until next time, good night.